Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us live today on YouTube. We're here for our quarterly Q&A, which we host a couple times throughout the year, right? We host it a couple times throughout the year for aspiring medical billers and coders who are looking to gain entry into this amazing industry. So we'll be answering questions, some questions that we received in advance on our social media pages, and we'll also take some live in the chat as well. So I guess we can start with introductions, right? I'll introduce myself and then I'll have Natasha introduce herself. So my name is Kiana Craig. I am a licensed AAPC approved medical billing instructor. I have my CPP credential and my CPC credential, both with AAPC. And I've been working in the healthcare industry for the last 25 years. So I started in 1999 as an emergency room registrar. That was my break into the industry. And it's a really, really good position. It's actually a really good opportunity to get your foot in the door, and you'll learn, a ton of medical terminology. You'll meet a lot of different providers. You'll learn about all the different specialties. It's an excellent entry level opportunity. So I was able to start out there. I went on to work in several different private practices, a few different hospitals, until I landed in a private practice in 2006, an OBGYN private practice, and I got an opportunity to start doing their billing. So that's when I started my medical billing career. In 2006, I started my home-based medical billing business in 2008, and then I became an AAPC approved instructor in 2020. So now I am here and assisting aspiring billers not only learn medical billing, but also get certified and again, gain entry into this industry. So before Natasha introduces herself, why don't you guys wish her happy birthday in the chat, because she did celebrate her birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to Natasha.
Thank you, Kiana. Thank you. Yes, yes. Nice birthday. It was awesome. So, I'm Natasha C. Miller, also known as the Medical Mompreneur. Been in healthcare now for over 24 years. I originally started off thinking I was going to go be an OB doctor. Then I said, okay, I'll be an RN. I was taking my prerequisites. And it was actually during that time, I said, I like healthcare, but I want to stay behind the scenes. So I decided to continue on with my bachelor's in healthcare management. During that process, I became certified as a certified coder. I worked in urology as a urology assistant, billing assistant. So I was doing medical billing with the main biller, doing a lot of fun stuff, calling for authorizations, posting payments, checking insurance, all of that great stuff. And I then later on, I said, you know what? I love this side behind the scenes. Let me go ahead and get certified. So I became a certified professional biller, certified professional coder first, actually, then a certified professional biller, certified risk coder, as well as a certified professional coder instructor. I also do now have my Master of Science in Health Information Management, and I'm a registered health information administrator. But I will share with you, it was not all of the extra certifications or my degrees with being successful in this industry. It was actually just getting that one certification, which was my CPC. And so my goal is to help those who are interested to become certified, to be able to get into this industry, gain the experience. And I love being able to help share the wealth of information that I have. I'm also a professor and I'm an author. I do have a book on Amazon, Faith for the Mompreneur, and just doing a lot of great things in the billing and coding industry. So that's just a little bit about me.
Perfect. Perfect, Natasha. Okay, so let's jump right into the Q&A. Let's not waste any time. Again, we did receive some questions in advance, so I think I'll answer maybe like 3 or 4 questions that I got in advance, and then I'll turn it over to Natasha. She can answer some of her questions as well, and then we'll get into the chat. Okay, so the first question I got was from Gigi's Planner Room on YouTube. She's here on YouTube. And she said, I recently finished the CPB certification class for AAPC. I'm currently studying for the CPB exam. I bought all 3 practice exams from AAPC. Do you have any videos that can assist us with that specific class? So Gigi, to answer your question, I don't have any videos here on my channel to assist you with the CPB prep. I do plan on creating new content and posting that soon. But in the meantime, what you can do is attend, I would say, exam review classes. Exam review classes are going to go over an overview of the different topics that are going to be covered on the exam. So my students know that, we have that class, and I occasionally offer it in, for my local chapter. I actually hosted it last Saturday for my local chapter. But you can attend any CPB exam review class that is offered even virtually, maybe from other chapters. AAPC now has kind of made it uniform where the chapters are going to be offering the same CPB exam review class. So find a local chapter where you can attend that class. You'll get, like I said, an overview of the topics that are going to be covered on the exam, but everything that is in the course, you can consider possibly being on the exam. The practice exams are really great because the same individuals who created the practice exam created the actual exam. So that's going to mimic what you can expect to see on the exam. It may not be word for word, may not have the same exact questions, but it's going to be similar content, and you'll be able to see, the exam format, the way that they have the questions set up, what you can expect, the multiple choice questions, and the case studies. So I hope that helps. The next question is from Simply Living by Grace. She's also here on YouTube. She says, I just got certified with my CPC. I have a background in OBGYN and family medicine. Where should I begin to look for jobs? Also, how do I get my apprenticeship off my credentials? So what I would state is you can find plenty of medical billing and medical coding opportunities on the employment websites. There are a lot of them out there that are really great. Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Simply Hired, Monster, and don't forget LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a really great job board. AAPC also has a really great job board for their members. So you want to be on these employment websites. I'm on them daily. For my membership community, Medical Billing University, I post job alerts all the time for my community members. And there are plenty of opportunities out there, both on-site and remote. So you want to be on the search, daily. You want to try to invest some time every day to seeing what new opportunities are being posted. You can also register with staffing agencies. There are plenty of staffing agencies all around the country, not just, locally, but you can work with, some of the ones that are nationwide, and they will assist you find opportunities as well. It can be a temporary opportunity or it can be a permanent opportunity, but they have different opportunities and they'll be able to assist you hopefully find, a good fit. And there's no cost to working with the staffing agency. So you want to utilize all possible resources. And then in regards to getting your apprenticeship off of your credentials, so just to clarify for the others, there's no apprenticeship with the CPB, the Certified Professional Biller credential, but there is one with the CPC, the Certified Professional Coding credential. So if you have prior experience, you did say you have a background in OBGYN and family medicine. Like for example, before I took my CPC exam, I had, prior experience working in, like I said, many different practices and hospitals, working with the CPT codes, the HCPCS codes, ICD-10-CM codes, and doing prior authorizations, doing surgical scheduling, a lot of different duties that involve working with the codes, working with modifiers. So you can submit all of that. You can obtain a letter from your employer and submit that information directly to AAPC. They, have the information on their website where you want to submit that information to get the apprenticeship off of your credential. So that's what you can do. And then let me answer one more. This is from Has3LS, also here on YouTube. She stated, is it worth going back to school to get certified? Absolutely. Absolutely. Certification is always recommended. Well, and let me speak for medical billing. Natasha, I'm sure will touch on coding. So for medical billing, it is optional. It is not required that you are certified in most cases. However, it is always recommended because getting certified means you received formal education, right? You've received a formal curriculum and formal education. So that's going to help you build a strong foundation in medical billing and the revenue cycle. So that's always highly recommended. You don't necessarily have to go to a school. So that may be very costly, right? If you go to a college or if you go to a trade school. So what you can do is work with an AAPC approved instructor like myself. I am licensed with AAPC. That means I have the authority to give you access to the prep course and the exam. Okay, so you're going to pay a lot less and have access to, this wonderful certification prep course and exam. You don't have to pay, tens of thousands of dollars and get into student loan debt going through a school. Just you can do it online through an APC approved instructor. So I hope that helps. I did have another one, but I'm going to have Natasha answer this one. So I'm going to read the question and then I'll turn it over to you, Natasha, if that's okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next question is from Birch Revenue Management on Instagram. And she states, what is your best advice for new providers to learn coding? Any resources or tips?
Great question. Yes. So I always like to point people to YouTube, right? When you're new to coding, you're already certified. So I'm not sure if this individual is already certified and you have already passed your certification, right? Also, you have individuals like ourselves, Kiana and I. So we also have additional resources for you to continue to learn coding, but you want to be able to take classes, or I should say webinars, or for example, Kiana has her great membership where she offers speakers to come in and they give CUs to speak to us on different topics, right? So as a coder, we are constantly learning because we have to continue to get our CEUs. There's a lot of ways you can do this for free. And then there's some ways where you need to invest into your learning into coding. But if you are just new, you can always just check out YouTube and find individuals who have videos provided to you for coding. That's just a very economic, free way to do it. To continue to learn it, I should say. All right. Okay, I'll continue on with the next question, which kind of goes in hand with the question that was asked. Someone asked, which program should I do, AHIMA or AAPC? And so my go-to is always AAPC. If you're just starting out, you do not have any coding experience, I highly recommend starting out in outpatient physician-based coding. That is through the AAPC. However, AHIMA is also great. I'm certified through both. So you can start with AHIMA as well. But if you are just someone that wants to sign up directly, for example, through an approved instructor or directly through the AAPC, that is what I would recommend if you're considering start with that physician outpatient coding first. All right. Let's see. I have another question. Someone asked, how do I get customers? I have a certificate. So now I'm not sure what type of certificate you have. Are you certified? Or is it a certificate like you went through a program and they gave you a certificate for your program, right? Because those are two different things. However, I would recommend Kiana. She has a great video. I believe it's on her website or on YouTube on how to get customers. And so you can just research that right on her YouTube page, Ask the Biller. And that's a great resource for you as well. All right. So let's see. I think I have another question in the chat. And let me see. As I am pulling up this question, I may take one that's in, we have in our live that's coming through. Hopefully I'm not breaking up, Kiana.
Oh, no, you're perfect.
Okay, because my screen keeps freezing a little bit. Someone did put in the chat, hi, Dr. Campbell. Yes, it's very costly. And I think you were referring to going to college, possibly like, right, don't get into debt becoming a coder. I would not recommend you to get into debt becoming a coder. That is not the case. Someone has been putting in questions as it pertains to their job. We're not answering questions tonight on how to do your work or your processes. Tonight is just about getting into the industry as a biller and coder. There's a question in the chat. What if you have no prior experience but are obtaining a certification in billing? How are the job opportunities? Kiana, I'll let you take that while I pull up my additional questions.
Okay, let me put that up on the screen. I believe it's this one. What if you have no prior experience but obtaining a certification in billing? How are the job opportunities? So you're going to seek out job opportunities that are entry level, right? And for those of you who enroll in my course, Biller Boss Bootcamp, that means you're getting not only certified, but you're also getting hands-on training, okay, which is going to set you apart from other candidates. So you won't be applying for opportunities, not knowing anything at all. You're going to have a strong foundation. You're going to get that formal education and also hands-on training. So I'm actually also going to be teaching you the day-to-day duties of a medical biller so that when you go on these interviews, you can definitely impress these employers. You're going to have to showcase your skills and explain what you know. Although you may not have any prior paid experience, you've received that hands-on training. You understand how to verify eligibility and benefits, what questions, key questions you need to ask when you contact the insurance payers. You understand the differences between a copay and a coinsurance and a deductible, and you can clearly communicate that to patients. You understand what it takes to create a clean claim, right? All the key pieces that are needed to create a clean claim. You understand how to handle rejections and denials. You know, for example, if you get a rejection for or a denial, let's say for COB, you understand what next steps you need to take. So although you may not have any prior paid experience, you're going to get that hands-on training in Biller Boss Bootcamp so that, again, you can impress those employers during the interviews and they'll give you an opportunity. If you impress them, they're definitely going to give you an opportunity. And all it takes is one. So just stay patient, stay hopeful, continue to apply with a professionally done resume. Okay, because that's where it has to start first, with a professionally done resume to even get you the interview. And then once you get in there, you know, show your personality. Like I said, express the skills that you've learned and obtained, and you'll be given an opportunity.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so I have another question. Someone asked in the group, do I have to continue to get more certifications to become successful? No. All you need is one certification. And it depends on your pathway, right? So are you trying to become certified as a coder, so you're a CPC, or as a biller, your CPB? Now, I do have multiple certifications, and I know others that do. Multiple certifications is great. It makes you more marketable, but you don't need that to get into this industry and to be successful. I know a lot of people who have one, they're doing great. They're making six figures. They're working from home. They're advancing in their career. So all you need is one. The key is to get the one from the organization that is recognized, right? And that's two of them, AAPC or AHIMA. And I know individuals will get some from other organizations, but the top two organizations that are recognized in this industry is from the AAPC or AHIMA. Okay. And I think I'll answer one more question, which is tied to those organizations. Someone asks, I am completing my 9-month billing and coding program, and I'm trying to decide whether to sit for the CCSP, which is the Certified Coding Specialist on the professional side through AHIMA, or the CPC. Does anyone have any words of wisdom? Yes. So again, this goes back to which pathway you want to take. CPC, outpatient physician coding, CCSP, is on the AHIMA side. Now, I will say that if you decide to sit for both, that is fine. If your program has prepared you to sit for both, then go ahead and do that, right? However, you want to decide which pathway you want to go to start off, and then also just start looking now, for example, on Indeed, and see what opportunities are actually out there for both of those certifications, and see which one is yielding you the most results, and possibly maybe narrow down based off of that, right? So you have to make the decision. But I say, if it's me starting off, the pathway I started off was with my CPC first. All right. So I'll hand it back to you, Kiana. Do you have some more questions?
Sure. Let's bring up the next question. Okay, so Brandy asked, "Do you know how to become a dental biller? I don't know where to begin." Yes, I have a very good friend. She's been a dental biller for well over 20 years. Her name is Erica Aguilar, and you can follow her on Instagram and reach out to her. I'm going to put her handle in the chat. It is dental underscore billing underscore coach on Instagram. And again, her name is Erica Aguilar. Reach out to her. She has trainings and she'll definitely steer you in the right direction. Let's scroll down a little bit. And I'm just going to say hello to some of our friends, our billing and coding friends. Coder MD, that is Tracy. Hi to Michelle. Michelle is my student. Who else do I recognize? While I'm scrolling through the chat, Janelle, I see Janelle. Thank you so much for joining. Someone inquired about your book. Delciana inquired about your book. So I see that you put that in the chat, Faith for the Mompreneur, and it's available on Amazon. Okay, so I think the next question is from Michelle. Is medical billing something that you can do on your own schedule? For example, evenings and weekends remotely. So that all depends on, I would say, the scope of work, exactly what you're being hired to do, Michelle. There is a lot of flexibility if you're working as an independent contractor, if you have your own medical billing business, you will be able to set your own hours. Most of the medical billing work can be done at any time, except contacting insurance payers and patients, of course. So if you need to speak with them on the phone, then that's going to be done during business hours. If you're communicating, via email, or, you're contacting insurance payers on the websites, on the web portals, that's, something that can be done at any hour. But the only thing that really needs to be done during business hours is speaking with the insurance payers, speaking with patients, and this is over the phone. Maybe if you have to speak directly with, the staff, of course, in the office, so you can carve out some time during business hours to get that done. But everything else, for the most part, can be done at any hours. So there is a lot of flexibility. Hello to the Dr. Lisa Campbell. She is in the chat. Definitely follow Dr. Lisa Campbell's channel. It's amazing. She has a lot of great content on there. Let's see if I can find one more quickly. Okay. Kiki says, "Hi, Kiana. My name is Kiana too. I recently got NHA certified and found it very hard looking for a position. What should I do? And should I get another type of certification? Please help." So Kiki, I guess it depends on what type of position you're seeking. If you're seeking a coding position, I think Natasha touched on this, then you may, and it also depends on what type of coding you want to do. But if you're looking for outpatient professional coding, you can consider getting the CPC with AAPC, and hopefully that'll open the doors to more opportunities. I did mention earlier, if you're looking into a billing position, billing certification is not required in most cases. So you should be able to obtain a billing position without being certified initially. And then sometimes, like I said, I'm on the employment websites all the time, and I see opportunities, especially with like hospitals and different institutions, where they'll hire you and they'll either provide the certification training and exam, they'll pay for it, or they'll give you like up to a year to obtain that certification. So you can try to look for those opportunities as well. Let's see what else is in the chat.
I see another question from Dee.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it up. She says, "Are certs recognized in every state, or does it differ from state to state? New in this industry as well." Great question. So the certification is actually a national certification. You can get certified in New York, for example, and work in California, right? And so you don't have to reapply or take another test, which is awesome. And there's also individuals who work out of the country as well. So it's an awesome certification, and that's on both sides, on AAPC and AHIMA. They're both national certifications. So it's not like when you go, for example, nursing, where you may have to go and take another exam. These are national. We learn the guidelines, and you are good to go and work in any state you choose to. All right.
And I'll just also mention, because a lot of people refer to the certification as a license, there's no license for coding, there's no license for billing. When we refer to being licensed instructors, it's because we're licensing the curriculum from AEPC. But there's no licensed biller or licensed coder. It's a certification, just to clarify that. Did you see any other questions? Let's see. I think I'm gonna
Let's see.
answer the next one.
Okay.
Janarmi says, what biller software do you recommend for beginners in coding? So I need a little bit of clarification on that. Janarmi, are you offering billing services? I'm assuming that's what you're asking. Maybe you're offering billing services as an independent contractor, or if you have your own business. I would recommend Office Ally if you're just starting out. Office Ally is user-friendly, it's cost-effective. It's something that you can start submitting claims with right away for the most part, depending on the payers. Medicare may take a little bit longer, but for a lot of the other payers, you can set up an account today and start submitting claims right away. So that's a possibility, but I guess it also depends on the specialty and what types of claims you're submitting, what types of reports you're looking for. It's not one of the best softwares out there. That is going to be, costly, but it's a great starter software. It's a software that I even use for some of my clients. Okay, should we take one more, Natasha?
Yes, I see a question in the chat. Did both of you pass your certification exams on the first try? Yes, I did. I believe, Kiana, you did too. Yes, yes. And that's one of the things I do share with my students and my clients on how to actually pass your certification on the first try. It is a hard exam, right? There is a lot of information that you have to be prepared for. But if you know the strategies on how to prepare for that exam, then you'll be successful in passing on the first time. So.
Yes, it's definitely doable. Both of us have, students, like I said, ourselves and students who have passed on the first try. It's definitely possible. However, don't worry. If you don't pass your certification exams on the first try, what's really great with APC is they will give you a breakdown of your results. So they're not going to tell you specifically what questions you answered incorrectly, but they'll break it up into different categories. So you know what areas you need to go back and review more. And now with the exam vouchers, you do have 2 attempts. Okay, so you pay one price and you do have rather 2 attempts to pass. So if you don't pass on the first attempt, you get your results, you go back and study those areas that are your weaknesses, and then you'll know what to expect the second time around. Let's see,
One more
Natasha.
question from my
Mhm.
group. Maybe you want to help answer. This person wants to know, well, how do I get hired with little to no experience? This is like probably the number one question that a lot of people ask. This individual is certified. They have also graduated with a certificate diploma. This individual also stated that they were working as a billing specialist at a chiropractic office, but was let go because they were not able to catch it fast enough. So, do you have any recommendations for this individual? I'll let you start, Kiana, since you do more of the billing side and they were doing the billing piece of it. What are some recommendations?
Can you repeat the question for me?
This person is newly certified, doesn't really have experience, got on working as a billing specialist at a chiropractic office, but they were let go because they were not able to catch on fast enough. So do you have any recommendations for this person?
Yeah, I mean, I guess work with a mentor. I don't know if you had a
Mm.
mentor, but you can definitely work with a mentor and kind of walk through and explain exactly what you were experiencing with that practice, what areas you were having difficulty in. Was it, the rejections and the denials that you weren't able to understand and, get those claims processed and paid? Were the benefits, the breakdown of the benefits, explaining maybe patient responsibility and estimate insurance reimbursement. I would definitely need to hear what the areas were that you were struggling with. And then, like I said, I would definitely recommend working, one-on-one with a mentor who can guide you. But obviously, never give up, never give up. Continue to apply for other opportunities, and you'll continue to learn. We're not expected to know everything. It's impossible. We're never going to know everything. I have 25 years of experience in this industry. I don't know everything or close to knowing, everything, and I never will. And that's okay. No one expects you to, but you do have to be resourceful and know where to look for information and to seek out help. AAPC has a really great resource. It's called Ask AAPC. So if you need any expert advice, if you want to ask billing and coding questions, you can reach out to them and pay for questions, and they'll get back to you. And then at least you're getting information from a trusted source. Again, you can work with a mentor. You can utilize, different Facebook groups and things like that, but work directly with trusted sources, I would say, and try to improve your skill set. But give yourself grace. Don't be too hard on yourself. Like I said, we're not expected to know everything. But, once we do make mistakes, and mistakes are okay, everyone was once a beginner and we're learning, but we don't want to repeat those mistakes.
Right.
So
I agree. And that's what I was going to suggest too, especially when you talked about be resourceful, right? So with whatever industry you decide to, I should say specialty you decide to work in. And so for this example, this individual is working in chiropractic. It may take some time on the weekends, right? Or during your off times to do some more research and see, well, what does it take to actually be a biller in this specialty? What are some, what are the codes we're looking at, right? Don't be afraid to ask questions, but also don't be afraid to research first, because you can possibly find your answer before you go and ask maybe someone that you're working with, right? And like Kiana mentioned, don't give up, right? There's something there for each and every one of us. There is so many opportunities out here for us. They need us as certified coders. They need us as billers, whether or not you decide to become certified. So just be mindful of that. Always keep a positive attitude and see yourself working in this industry, and you will have just what you see.
yes, I will also mention, find your billing bestie, find your coding bestie. You don't have to go through, these, employment opportunities and work with your clients alone. Definitely seek out help, work with others who have the experience in the specialty that you're working with. You can pay them a consultation fee, pay someone hourly, someone that you can have on speed dial to assist you, with your clients, or with your job, with the work on your job. But there are resources out there. You can start with the AAPC groups. You can start with, like I said, Ask AAPC Expert. LinkedIn has plenty of industry professionals. Medical Billing University, that's my membership community, over 235 now members. And find people who are where you want to be, people who have the expertise and the experience that you're seeking and that can assist you. And if you have to, like I said, pay them hourly. There's nothing wrong with paying someone a consultation fee to assist you. Let's do one more. I think I saw, let's see. And I think this is somewhat similar to a question that you received earlier. But Toy says, hello, everyone. I have completed the CPB with AAPC. I'm currently a reimbursement specialist with a home equipment company. How would I find contract assignments? So again, we're not really getting into the medical billing portion tonight, but I will share, as Natasha did, that I do have a video here on my YouTube channel, 15 ways to market your medical billing business. There are many different ways to find opportunities. You can start with networking with people that you know. My son plays basketball, and I recently found out that some of the other basketball moms are actually healthcare providers. And I thought that was really cool. One of them is a doula. The other one is a psychotherapist. So you just never know. There could be people in your circle who are working in the industry that you can connect with and who may need your services. Think about your neighbors, your your church members, the kids' teachers, and your personal providers. I was able to get an opportunity to do billing for my dermatologist. I did her billing for several years. So there are always opportunities out there. You want to network and connect with different people, connect with other medical billing business owners, right? Collaboration over competition, because we always, swap information. And if we're aware of a potential opportunity that may not be a good fit for us, we'll pass it along to our billing friends, our coding friends. So you definitely want to network with other business owners. And you never know. You never know. But it's networking is very much so underrated. It's very powerful and it's very underrated. So you can start there. But I like I said in the video, there are 15 different ways that you can find billing opportunities, and we wish you luck. So I think before we wrap it up, Natasha, do you want to share a little bit about what you have coming up?
Yes, this Friday, April 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, I have a free webinar. Tell your neighbor it's free. A free webinar, how to be successful in medical coding, building a successful career in medical coding. So I would love to invite you to the webinar. I will put the link in the chat. We will be in it for 1 hour. If you are new to coding, if you are thinking about getting into coding, maybe you've been in coding for a little while, if you're having problems with finding a job, all the good stuff, right? I'm going to help you with that in this free webinar. So there is no replay, there's no recording. You have to come to it live. So I would love to have you reserve your spot. It's this Friday, April the 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, building a successful career in medical coding. Do not want to miss it.
Perfect. Yes. And if anyone is seeking, that formal education and that hands-on training, you can consider enrolling in Biller Boss Bootcamp. That is my signature course, and it provides you with the AAPC CPP prep course. You get the textbook, the 3 code books, 1-year AAPC membership. You get 1 practice exam, you get the exam voucher, again, with the 2 attempts that I mentioned, and you're going to get my hands-on medical billing training course. And it is pre-recorded and self-paced so that you can study and learn when it is convenient for you. But we also do meet live every Wednesday on Zoom, via Zoom. Every Wednesday we meet live for Q&A and to also answer questions that my students have from the course and with the CPB certification exam. And Natasha is so wonderful. She joins us every month and she practices with us answering multiple choice coding questions. So the CPB, the billing exam, does have 10 coding questions. So you're not actually coding, you're not reading documentation and assigning the appropriate codes, but what you're doing is you're answering, you have multiple choice questions, right? So you're given 4 answer options and you select the most appropriate code. So you do have to familiarize yourself with the different code books and know where to look for those answers. So she does come in with my students once a month, and it's very interactive. We use the code books, we practice answering those questions so that on exam day, you know what to expect, and hopefully you do well in those areas of the exam. So that's Biller Boss Bootcamp. If you guys have any questions, let me put my website in the chat and Natasha will do the same. It's justaskthebiller.com. Any questions, reach out to me on my website. You can also send me an email at askthebiller@gmail.com. Natasha, you want to share your contact info?
Yes, I'm going to put it in the chat. It is natashacmiller.com, as well as I'll put in the link for the webinar this Friday. It is going to be discussing building a successful career in medical coding, and it's bit.ly success in coding, but you'll be able to grab that link right there. You can find everything you need to know about me on natashacmiller.com or follow me on Instagram at Medical Mompreneur. We also have a Facebook group, Medical Billing and Coding Careers for Moms. And so we would love to have you in that group as well. Let me see if I can grab that link for you really quick and put it in the chat.
Yes, I have a Facebook group as well. It's for you guys to network and ask various different questions that you have. It's called Ask the Biller. So you can search for that, and I'll also quickly try to put that in the chat. But we thank you guys so much for joining us live. Again, we do this quarterly. I do it privately on Zoom once a month, and I offer one CEU. So you can look out for the next date. I don't have the date scheduled yet, but you can look out for it. You can get on my email list. You can follow me on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook at Ask the Biller. And I definitely post, that information there once I have the date scheduled. So you can attend on Zoom. It's, a little bit more detailed, and you earn one CEU. So if you're already certified, let's say you have another credential and you're certified, you can attend. Anyone can actually attend. It's open to all individuals, but also APC certified members, AHIMA certified members, and you will all earn one CEU for attending. Okay, so I have that in the chat, the Facebook group. Natasha, I think, yes, you put yours in the chat as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Janarmi, yes, you can get on my email list on my website. All right. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us live. Stay connected. Follow us on all the social media sites, and feel free to reach out with any further questions. Have a good night, guys.
Good night. Thank you.